Alright.
Storm spirit.
Yes. Who calls the Crystal Maiden?
Alright, here we go. Completely different picks. Huh. And who would the last mouse pick be is the question. Probably a solo farmer of some kind? So we're watching EnRo. It's a Mirana. EnRo versus mouz. This is round 2 of the GosuLeague. If you guys want to check out brackets, as well as other streams, I believe Maven is also doing casting. It's play.gosugamers.net, and then there should be some easy to find links, or you can just ask in chat, and people will throw comments over there and just tell you guys, give you guys the link. So it's gonna be a lifestealer for the Radiant team. Pimpalicious playing that hero. We have EDE playing Ancient Apparition. We have, oh yeah, I gotta put the starboard. I forgot. Damn, dude. Almost forgot. Oops. Oops. Configure. Not Terran. Not Terran. And we are watching EnRo. Is that right? God, how do they do their crazy names? Small N, big R. EnRo versus mouz up in her. Mouz, and they are the dire teams. They are red. Oops. Red, and the Radiant team is green. And update. Close. It worked! So, let's make this little guy relatively small, but still readable. Perfect. And everything is beautiful. Alright, so, I think I almost got everybody. EDE, Pimpalicious, Solja playing the Windrunner. We have Natural playing Shadow Shaman, looks like he's going support. And finally we have Crush playing the Broodmother. For the Dire team, we have Rexy on the Darkseer. This is mouz, by the way. Sing Sing playing a Storm Spirit. Sad Bambo, also known as Sexy Bambo, playing Earthshaker. Curiously played support this game. And Jabe of Heaven playing Mirana. He is actually Trixie, I've been informed. Last player is Dement, that's Crystal Maiden. And things are beautiful. If you guys are wondering why it was all pick, it's because they already did the picks, so. And we missed that. Alright, here we go. So, Sing Sing starting off in the mid lane. Looks like we have a Lifestealer supported by a Range Hero. It's going to be an Ancient Apparition. This is a decent combo. Sing Sing has to be pretty careful with this one. If he does get Cold Feeted as well as Open Wounds, it's very, very likely that the Cold Feet will set in and stun him. Starting off with a little bit of damage though. So far so good. Bot lane is Rexy doing a solo against a Shadow Shaman as well as a Broodmother. Surprisingly, Shadow Shaman supporting him. We will get the Shackle, and he's actually going to take decent damage here by Crush. There's the Surge, and he's going to make it out fine. Didn't get blocked. If you can actually block him while he surges, it's huge. Can oftentimes get that kill there, but Windrunner on the top lane, not really able to get a whole lot of farms so far, but I'm going to miss the first blood. It's actually going to be Sing Sing going down. I'm said it, man. He's got to be so careful up against a Lifestealer as well as a Ancient Apparition. It's a very strong dual lane. This is actually a really, really good strategy to shutting down solo mids that are strong, but not obscenely strong, that don't have an easy getaway maneuver. So that Lifestealer can open wounds, and you can do the Cold Feet, and then you can just simply get killed too many times. So, EnRo starting off the first blood. mouz hopefully going to play serious. After that last game, it can sometimes be tough to try to perform at the same rates, but good deny there by Natural so far. And Einshell doing decent damage. Going to be looking for a Shackle, of course, but he's not quite picked up his level 2, so doesn't have any other disables. And Sing Sing taking some more damage, but on the high ground we have Earthshaker. Sexy Bambo might actually be giving vision. If we check, I think he was standing. Yeah, they do have vision of this. Radiant team does know that he's there, so they are going to have to worry about the fissure. He may come around. Looks like Crystal Maiden also thinking about roaming. Not quite level 2. Going to try to guard the ward and the rune. Sorry, it's going to be actually bottom, so Sexy Bambo will go pick that up. It's going to be an illusion. Good rune control so far from the Dire team. Miranda getting free farm on the top lane. Does have her Basilius up, and she's definitely out leveling the Windrunner, that's for sure. Almost level 3 now. And Earthshaker illusions spreading out across the map to create confusion and more confusion. We'll see if they realize this is the real one or not. Might be able to get them to cast on it if he does micro this properly. And he's doing a good job so far. Ancient Apparition thinking about trading with him at the very least, so he is wasting a little bit of time. In the meantime, just chilling, microing his illusion all day long, and it does cause Ancient Apparition to be slightly out of position. So I know I said that before, but whatever. No problem. There's the pulling for Windrunner. Gonna eat one tango, pull the regular creeps over into the wave. Nice little pull. This is going to kill these creeps pretty easily, actually. Centaurs do a ton of physical damage, so they do have to be very careful about that. And the first hit lands, and now he realizes, oh my god, I've been dancing with illusion this entire time. I can't believe it. And he probably feels silly, but Sexy Bambo didn't really get a whole lot of it either. He's level 1, just literally microing his one illusion. But that's okay. Earthshaker doesn't really need a lot of levels in the early game, so it's not a huge issue. See how the last hits are coming so far. Boots are picked up fast on Sing Sing. This is very, very smart. Can't really afford to get the fast bottle because he needs the movement speed to make sure that Cold Feet doesn't proc, if at all possible. If you look at his last hits, he's up to 14-1. The other team 20-2, as well as Ancient Apparition with 3 denies and 1 last hit. So they're definitely outlaning Sing Sing at the moment, but they are diverting 2 heroes to that fact. So their top lane not doing so hot, bot lane looks like it's doing fine, but they're just free farming a Broodmother. Do they really need a Shadow Shaman support? That's the questionable part. I would almost like to see Shadow Shaman maybe go gank perhaps, but I guess technically, you know what, if Darkseer was here solo and against the solo Broodmother at the start of the game, he would actually be able to get an advantage because Darkseer is pretty good against Broodmother. Possible gank? No, not going to jump on there. Everybody's still being really, really safe. Jade of Heaven getting some last hits now. And Natural maybe coming around. Still level 2. Will he be able to, he will be able to do a level 1 Shackle, but that's about it. And now the creeps do spot it out. Rexy knows he's going to go aggressive. Does pop the Iron Shield. Doesn't want to use the Surge to be aggressive. Looks like we do get a kill on Windrunner. Gank around the back. Fissure as well as a Crystal Maiden. AoE. He is going to pick up Aftershock at level 2 here. And Ancient Apparition kills Storm Spirit a second time. So not looking good for Sing Sing on the mid lane. Open Wounds plus Cold Feet is just too strong, man. 3 levels of Rage are picked up, so he's going to have a lot of magic immunity in the mid game. And Lifesteal are actually very, very good against their entire team. Really, really good hero against Earthshaker, good hero against a lot of people. Now remember, this is a single elimination, so hypothetically speaking, the Radiant team could win this game, and mouz would be out of the tournament. This is just one qualifier, though. There's a qualifier every Wednesday and Saturday, so even if mouz gets shut down, they can always play a different day. And that's what we've seen sometimes in the past. In the last GosuLeagues that I ended up casting, there were situations similar to that where basically teams would just maybe not perform too well and get out of each qualifier and not quite make it to the end, and they just didn't make it through. So Sing Sing going to be jumped on once again. The open wounds is going to be too much. He will get frozen, and another kill in the mid lane. Storm Spirit just getting shut down. No supports there. That is not good. Third death, man. Sing Sing 0-3 with 17 last hits. Does he have any gold? No. He does not have a bottle, just has boots and just really good picking and laning for EnRo so far. This is such a strong dual lane. On the bot lane, we do have the ring. Oh, wow, God, he has so much money. 1,300 gold with a soul ring. Broodmother doing wonderful. Rixie does not have his soul ring quite yet. He's going to pop down the old Iron Shell, taking a little bit of damage from the Broodmother. It's going to be 1 spawn Spiderlings. It's going to force him to go back to base at least, since he does not have any regen quite yet. Mid game will be pretty decent for the Dire team at least. I mean, Earthshaker Fissures, they will also have Vacuum Walls if they can get to that point, and they do of course have Storm Spirit for good ganking, but the Radiant team lineup is really not bad by any means. The Windrunner, the Shadow Shaman, I would have been interested to see what the picks were, because I feel like if I look at mouz, they don't nearly have as many Imba heroes as the Radiant team has. I feel like Shadow Shaman, Broodmother, as well as the Windrunner, all 3 really strong heroes, and I feel like the Dire team doesn't really have anything to match that there. I love when players do this. They use Spiderlings from the lane to give the support some solo farm. He's going to be able to grab some EXP without having to tank those up. And he is actually microing that. Very nicely done, so we'll be shifting the spiders around. Bambo going to be looking for some opportunities. He is level 2 currently. And is Sing Sing going to help out? He's still level 5. And Pimpalicious with Shreds, 700 HP, and it looks like, yeah, he's just going to go somewhere else. He knows this would be a really, really hard gank to get. Best case scenario, I guess they get a kill, but I just don't see it happening. They're just a little too underfarmed, and Sing Sing isn't even 6 yet. So, Lifestealer pretty much getting free farm there. Shadow Shaman still in the jungle, and Bambo still looking for a gank. His invisibility about to run out. Rexy can't really help out too much, though. He does have Vacuum, of course, but there's the treads picked up on Broodmother. He's doing wonderful. Oh no, the catapult! Ah, it bothers me so much when people don't get the catapults. Soldier on the top lane, just a Basilius 1. No boots up for him quite yet. Priest of Moon probably getting an obscene free farm natures. Ooh, the A ulti. He is going to run into it. Ooh, that is a tough loss there. Nice ulti by AA. Let's grab that kill, and he's got to be upset about that. That's going to be Trixie losing, getting that death there. Did not see that one coming. How's his last hit so far? He's at 37 and 11. He's actually getting outlast hit by the Lifestealer. Lifestealer getting way more farm here. Not to mention that Lifestealer has some kills, I believe. No, he's got 3 assists. Wow, Ancient Apparition 4-0 so far. Way higher than you normally have on a typical support hero. But it's got to be good for AA. He's going to have a lot more contribution in the mid game because he doesn't have to worry about affording things like Wand or Observer Wards. I mean, it's 8 minutes in. He's already got Boots, Wand, Observers, and a TP Scroll. So rich here. Crystal Maiden looking for a disable. Level 5? What has she been doing? Oh my god. 2 levels of AoE plus 3 levels of Frostbite. That is so strong. Earthshaker doing more rune control. 8:30 in the game. And Sing Sing finally is level 6, so he can finally be aggressive on the Lifestealer if he wishes to do so. Dire Wards on the map, nothing for the Radiant Team quite yet. I know Ancient Apparition does have them, but he hasn't placed them quite yet, which is a little unusual. If we see any ganking happening, could be dangerous. Looks like Sing Sing going to try to make something happen. At least he's pinging himself, saying, I'm coming in, guys. Let's kill this Ancient Apparition. Get some payback. Level 5 on Windrunner, 7 on the AA. And here's the chase. There's the Frostbite. There's the Fissure as well. Arrow will land. Sing Sing comes in on the Ancient Apparition. Going to be able to pick off the Windrunner as well. Is he going to be able to get A? No, A is going to be able to run away here. But they do get 1 kill at least. A lot of damage being done. Good A ulti. Wow, apparently doing plenty of damage. The Radiant team ate that one pretty hard. There's the cell for the Storm Spirit. He is able to get a little bit of experience from that, and he did pick up the kill, I believe. Yeah, he does get a kill from that, so pretty good for the Dire team, and that is partially because there are no wards. Look, did you remember his pathing? He ran right past the rune through the jungle. If they just would have had 1 ward right here, that would have been a gank that did not have to happen. Rexy taking some more damage from Broodmother. He's looking to do some creep block. He does surge through during the Hex. That was really close. Surge does give you max movement speed. Hex slows you down a lot, but it does not prevent you from moving. So if you do have max movement speed, Hex is not very good. So let's see. Things are going. On the mid lane, Lifestealer back with the Ancient Apparition. It's level 8 now. It does have Infest, 2 levels of Feast, so he'll be hitting her 2,300 gold. I would almost, I dare say, almost just like to see him get something like a Fast Radiance. Just get it over with. Fast Radiance or something ridiculous. I mean, he could have a obscenely fast armlet as well, but if you're this far ahead, the typical Lifestealer probably would have a Hand of Midas at this point, but I think it would almost be awesome just to get like an 18-minute Radiance or something. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's not necessarily the best item because it doesn't give attack speed to proc more Feast off and things like that. So, but he's got so much gold at 10 minutes that, and he's already got treads. I think it might be a fun, maybe not smart, but they're trying to be mouse here, so they probably want to make the best decisions possible. But it might be a gamble that pays off if they can pick off pick up a really fast Radiance. That is just going to destroy some of these heroes so hard in the early game. No Ring of Aqua up yet for Mirana, but should just have the Circlet. Pretty much there already, more or less. There's a Power Shot getting some levels to the Windrunner, and possible gank on Rixie once again. Crystal Maiden is in position. There's the Surge, not going to get the Shackle off. And Shadow Shaman does have level 6. He's actually got a crap load of gold. Is he rushing a Blink Dagger? Looks like he may be buying out. Just Arcane Boots, probably. Not going to buy yet. He's saving his money. A little surprised. Top tower taking some damage. Catapult might put this in deny range. A ulti coming through. It's going to land on Trixie. Shackle will go down, and this could be really bad. Nice Fissure to stop the chain of initiation. No Power Shot able to be casted, so that was close. If a Power Shot would have landed on Mirana, could have put her below the 10% mark, which is where she ends up dying. So definitely a little dangerous. They might find the Shadow Shaman. He still hasn't bought Arcane Boots. He's just literally waiting for a gank. There's a Sentry Ward up. If Crystal Maiden shows up. Oh, Broodmother looking to be aggressive, and once again they're going to back up just in time. Good reaction times from the bot lane so far. Sing Sing looking for a gank. He does have a bottle, but he's used up all of the charges, and looks like he does go for a fast armlet. So 400 gold, no Radiance, armlet it is. Gonna play it safe. I am sad, but I would love to see it. A gonna drop an ulti towards the top lane actually. Let's see where this is gonna land. It's actually gonna be a little off here. It's gonna meet the creep wave at least. Ooh. Oh my gosh, she's going to TP back. Great play from Jade of Heaven. Is it going to be enough? Doesn't get the regen, but still too much. You don't get any regen from Fountain, so stop the regen there. It was a good attempt, but he has got to be upset about that one. The only reason he's been dying is because Ancient Apparition got so many kills, man. He should not be a level 8 hero. This guy is playing so good. He should not be a level 8 hero, simply put. And the fact that he is means that Trixie has not been able to adjust to that fact. He has to expect those A ultis coming at 6 minutes into the game whenever that first one landed and got the kill on him top. So Not so good so far for Trixie. He's got to be upset about that. The one second time that he's died from long range AA ultis. And Sing Sing taking some armlet damage. Good play from Lifestealer so far. With the illusions up, they'll be able to hit a little harder, but even still, Lifestealer not likely to die. Decent regen, decent armor. And EnRo has got to be pretty happy with the game so far. They still haven't been able to take top tower, but when mouz does, they will have a slight advantage. Earthshaker does have boots with a wand, 500 gold. And Crystal Maiden level 6 with lots of disable. 3 Novas and 3 Frostbites. 2.5 second entangle. Sing Sing looking to gank another time. They are going to find Ancient Apparition. He still is not... I mean, he's a high level, but he's going to spot vision. And it's going to force them back here. We might see a cold feed. No, just going to throw a one-hit arrow. Ooh, no arrow. Good dodge from EDE. And the top tower does get last hit. Storm Spirit Ball Lightning through, but too slow. Too slow. Level 1 Ball Lightning does make you pretty slow. Probably the nicest thing about the upgrades is movement speed. So he picks up his Arcane Boots here. It's going to give him some nice mana pool for now. Good ganking. Probably will turn this into a Bloodstone. That's like the go-to Storm Spirit build lately. Darkseer TP into the tier 2. He's going to try to defend this one. He actually has, wow, interesting, 3 levels of Vacuum with only 2 Ion Shells. Most Darkseers almost always max out the Ion Shell first, but he is pretty under-leveled, so I think this is an okay choice. Ulti is going to scout things out, though. Is it going to land? It is actually going to miss on everybody, so first ulti that will miss today. Still a little bit more pressure. There's the Starfall on the Windrunner. He's hitting him very, very hard. Aqua plus the Phase Boots. Hitting for about 100 right now. Pretty nice advantage. And there's a gank. They're going to be able to get A, maybe. Oh my god, he's not going to be able to. I can't believe it. Oh, he does pick it up. Sing Sing. Great plays. Arcane Boots plus a bottle. And he's going to get out. He just needs to get to the low ground. He's going to be absolutely fine. Great plays from Sing Sing. I didn't think he was going to get that A, but he did end up picking him off. Despite him not really having that many items. If he had like a bracer or something there, could have maybe survived. But, oh, did he have a regen? Oh my god, he had a freaking regen. No wonder that just happened. I didn't even realize that he had a regen up. Something. Or he had one bottled. I'm not sure, but great plays by Sing Sing coming back from that one. Discrepancies. Really, really underfarmed as a result of that early game, but he's still doing really, really well. So, EnRo pushing out the bot lane, or just hanging out, I guess. It's going to be a fast Orchid on Broodmother. This is a really, really smart choice. This is going to allow them to silence the Storm Spirit and prevent him to do a whole lot in the mid game. He might need to get either a Lincoln's or a BKB as a result. Are they going to notice, though? He's going to buy a Magic Wand as well as a TP Scroll. Standard items there. Might do some more harassing on the Lifestealer. There's the Vortex. There's the Remnant as well. Fissure lands. Crystal Maiden, unlikely. Well, he will do the AoE, but didn't have enough mana for both, so no auras quite yet, but they do have Arcane Boots. There we go. Enough mana for Crystal Maiden to cast again. Still, it looks like she needs about 300 to cast both of her spells, but seriously, though, this is a very good Crystal Maiden build. Picking up maybe one Arcane Aura can be nice, and there's the next Arcane, so now she has enough mana. Arcane Boots alone makes her ulti, or her third skill, in some ways a little useless. It'd be nice for heroes like Darkseer and stuff, but as long as you grab your core items, you usually cover those mana gaps anyway, so Ion Shell will push the lane out a little bit. Crush can do some more harass on Rexy. He's actually going to, maybe, no, he's not going to go for the kill. He was thinking about it. This might be a 16-minute Orchid up on the Broodmother. This is going to allow him to actually kill Darkseer in a second. We're going to see a smoke, though. And do we have dust or anything? Need a dust to gank this Broodmother. Unfortunately, they don't actually have one. I'm really surprised about that one. They might go looking in the jungle instead. Shadow Shaman up to level 8 currently. And there is a little bit of counter warning. These are not Radiant Sentries, so there is no vision. And Sing Sing going to disable the smoke any second. They might spot Shadow Shaman. There is double damage. Ball lightning in. Here comes the Vortex. Couple hits. That's going to be an easy kill. Fissure is overkill. And that was actually the last hit. So Earthshaker picking up that one. Earthshaker getting the last hit. I'm sure Storm Spirit not too happy about that, but it was a very, very easy kill. Probably just didn't want him to drop wards or do anything annoying. But with that DD up, Sing Sing actually a little bit dangerous. And back on the top lane, level 8 Windrunner. Mirana once again low HP, doesn't have any regen. Broodmother does get the kill though, and he did use his Orchid, so pops the ulti, jumps on the Darkseer, silences him so that he cannot surge himself, and that's an easy kill. So great play so far by Crush. It's exactly what you have to do at this point. His Orchid can be so useful in this game. Let me see. Okay, so apparently tournament version has most of the updates. I don't actually know what the difference between latest and tournament is. Jade of Heaven gonna hit the ulti once again. Power shot, one hit. He needs to dodge the power shot or he dies. 2-second cooldown. Is he gonna do it? Here's the power shot. Pauses it. Great shot by Windrunner, and that's it. Jade of Heaven Jabe of Heaven. Trixie dies another time due to an AA ulti. There's some Hex on the mid lane. Sing Sing in trouble. He does get shackled. He's about to ball lightning, but the nice and fast gets that kill. Earthshaker also going down. And Iron Shell, a little bit of damage to Lifestealer. Mirana coming forward. Looking for the arrow. Will miss the arrow. Rage was up anyway, so he was absolutely fine there. And so far, Radiant team looking really strong. Broodmother pushing out the bot, and if we look at carry potential, they've got a Lifestealer plus a Broodmother. So the downside is that it's melee heroes. So melee heroes are counterable. Bot tower will get destroyed. Melee heroes are counterable. Storm Spirit is stronger late game in some senses. There's a fissure at least, but yeah, melee heroes are counterable. So I think mouz, if farm remains about equal, they will have a resurgence at the point. Ooh, gonna dodge the ulti. Close one. You can actually see the first ping. If it's like Windrunner gets a kill on top, you can actually see the tracer if you have True Sight. So Windrunner, or I'm sorry, Crystal Maiden probably did scout that out. But so far, really, really great plays from EDE here. I feel like I've seen him before. His name is familiar, but his team so far playing really good. There's a regen up on the Darkseer. A lot of heroes just kind of underfarmed. If we look at the gold graph, ooh, not looking good. Almost 7,500 gold advantage for the Radiant team. They are outlaning them. Bot lane did very, very successfully. Broodmother with the Shadow Shaman support. That was a pretty cool lane. The mid lane was great. Lifestealer with an Ancient Apparition. And top lane Windrunner. Windrunner didn't do that great, but she has decent items. They're not terrible. Phase Boots, Bottle, as well as the Ring of Basilius. So I think EnRo has got to be really, really happy so far with their performance. Mirana being aggressive once again, going for the Drum of Endurance. Does drop the Starfall to be aggressive. Oh, there's the blink forward. Blink already finished. No Arcane Boots. Ooh, the A ulti is actually going to miss, but Shackle will land. Are we going to see a power shot? He's going to wind run forward, expecting the leap here, and Priest Moon will pop the ulti. There's the leap through, and power shot is going to miss. Excuse me, sorry guys. No more sneezes. Alright, dang it. Sorry about sneezing. So they do get the wind run, or the Priest of the Moon. She thought she was going to leap forward, but Windrunner had good positioning. Probably should have power shotted her while she was shackled. She did have the cooldown, but decided not to use it because I think she was scared of missing. But that was kind of weird. And we're doing really good so far, though. mouz looking like they will take bot tower. Storm Spirit gets the last hit. 2,100 gold on him now. And there's the pressure mid. Only downside of the Dyer's team is they have only taken one tower. So, downside to the Radiant team's strat so far is that they have only taken one tower. Whoa, 20-minute Desolator Armlet. Arrow, not going to miss. Or it will miss, excuse me. But Lifestealer up with the Desolator, he is going to cleave through these support heroes. -6 armor, plus an armlet, tons of physical damage. Feast does physical as well, which means that there is crap loads of damage to be done to any of these support heroes that get caught out of position. Mainly, Bamboo going to have to be so careful on an Earthshaker. Even Crystal Maiden or Darkseer will die quite rapidly to this Lifestealer. There's the A ulti. There's the Blink Initiation. They're going on Jabe of Heaven. We'll be able to pick him off in 2 hits there after all the nukes are said and done. And so far, EnRo playing a great game. Might just shut down mouz in the second round here. mouz is still at a disadvantage, 5k. I don't know if they just didn't pick seriously or what, but mouz now coming for a gank. Bamboo scouting out some spiders. They do have a dust this time. And are they going to dust? They just got a little block. There's the dust. Here comes the fissure. Still haven't fissured yet. Looks like Storm Spirit finds somebody else in the jungle. It's going to be on the EDE. With Iron Shell up, though, this is going to be a pretty easy kill. Ball's a little bit too far, though. Spending a lot of his mana, but is able to get the kill finally. And it looks like they just let Broodmother go. So dust runs out. A little bit of miscommunication. They found the Ancient Apparition instead. Not necessarily the guy that they wanted to kill, but a kill's a kill. I'm sure they're not too worried about that. Broodmother with an Ogre Club now is going for his BKB. Of course, there's a TP out. Arrow lands, 3-second disable, and tower hits. And Sing Sing follow-up. Great play there. What a great arrow from Trixie. Lifestealer is thinking, oh, I can just teleport out. This isn't a problem. But he didn't use Rage. He didn't have it up. Didn't stand on the opposite side of an arrow possibility. And that's a pretty big mistake. When you're going this far and playing so good so far, and then you make a small mistake like that, is not fun. Broodmother getting another kill bottom. Once again using the Orchid on the Darkseer. Easy kills because he's underfarmed, but the Radiant team unlikely to save their tower. The fissure does go down. Arrow's a little late, unfortunately, but they probably will be able to get this great Shackle A ulti. Gonna hit everybody on mouz's team. Sing Sing most likely, yes, he does go down, and I think Priest of the Moon will survive. But Crystal Maiden, I don't know. Yeah, they're just gonna back up. She just dropped the AoE, but dude, EnRo playing so good. These AA ultis are holding the game together. That is ridiculous, man. Holy crap. Such good ultis. dropping that debuff down. If you guys don't know how it works, it prevents all healing, and if you get below a certain HP threshold, you die. You just die. Trying to land an arrow on the Broodmother, he will get orchided, and Darkseer in position now. There's the vacuum. Doesn't do that much. Who's TPing it? It's going to be Dement. They do have the dust. There's the Frostbite. This could be bad. He pops his ulti, taking a little bit too much damage, and a good pickoff. Nice little gank by mouz. They do get the tower at least, which is not good for mouz, of course, but Priest of Moon going top lane. Wards are dropped mid. Ancient Apparition in position. Are we going to see a blink forward? It's going to be Sing Sing defending this one. He's actually going to ball forward, kill the creep wave, and the range creep as well. This will give him some decent gold here if he gets the last hits. Starts with the wards in back. Those are much easier to grab, and a lot of those went to the tower, but on the bright side, they did burn the ward cooldown, so not the end of the world. See another arrow by Mariana, just doing a little bit of scouting, a little bit more paranoid now. She does have the drum up, so her HP is decent, but still doesn't have a bottle. You could argue that's some of the reason that Ancient Apparition was able to kill her so many times early. $1,900 gold up on Storm's Raid. He is actually going for a fast BKB. I think this is really, really smart. I mean, it'd be great to be able to go for a fast Bloodstone, but his early game was weak, and there's so many disables on the Radiant team that he just simply needs it. He just died too easily to the Orchid. The Orchid will just shut him down every single team fight. Not to mention the blink disables coming out of heroes like Shadow Shaman. Shackle will not land. There's the blink forward that will infest as well. And they're going to jump on Sing Sing. Is he going to survive? He is going to ball lightning out. That was so close. Uses his bottle. Dement likely to also go down. Does get shackled to stop the TP. And great play from Natural there. Just drops the shackle and stops. As long as he stopped the TP, he was happy. He knew Lifesteal would get that kill. And mouz able to, you know, damage control that one at least a moderate amount. There's a Mithril Hammer up on Storm Spirit now. Great plays so far. Blink Dagger forward on the Shadow Shaman with the Infest on Lifestealer. And EnRo coming out strong, man. This is why you do Invitational, or why you do open tournaments, guys, because then cool teams, good teams that deserve to see some play can finally get a chance to prove themselves. And so far, EnRo has shown us that they are good enough to match up against mouz. So, pretty excited to see how this turns out. 1,200 gold on a Earthshaker, so he's probably going for a Arcane Boots as fast as possible. This is very, I'm sorry, not an Arcane, a Blink Dagger. Once he gets that Arcane, or the Blink, he's going to be able to contribute a lot more. Is Rexy going to die? Okay, he did die, but look at that. TP'd and died. That was so close. Almost made it out. Good TP call. I don't know if he thought about doing that earlier or not. He did die quite a few times, so maybe he just didn't have TP scrolls the previous times up against the Stormseer. Wasn't expecting those things to happen. But let's look at the KDs so far. 7-2 on AA. He's doing really good. 2-1-5 on Lifestealer. 1-1-5 Shadow Shaman. 3-2-0 on Broodmother. Broodmother actually died twice, but look at his last hits. 190. He is so farmed. 190 on Brood. We have 167 on Lifestealer, 89 on Windrunner, and everybody else pretty low. Shadow Shaman at 44, but decent. He's level 10. He's got a Blink Dagger already. Blink Dagger is so crucial. I mean, how many ganks have they done so far where they just did Blink Hexes? Such a good playstyle, just to be able to drop down those hexes if possible. Starstorm on all the spiders, plenty of gold and EXP going to Trixie here on the top lane, and the rest of the Radiant team now pushing mid. Most of Dire is actually top. They're going to find the Broodmother at least. Do they have a dust? Yeah, they did actually use a dust. Looking for a fissure. There's the fissure. The dust about to run out. Arrow will land, and the second dust lands, as well as an ulti. So they do get Broodmother, but they trade a tower for that one. Not necessarily worth it. And TPs will be coming back now from... Oh, Crystal Maiden cancels the TP. Big mistake. Not good. Crystal Maiden cancels TP. Will be late to the party, but the Radiant team probably is not going to push forward. So that was very, very close call. Shadow Shaman had wards up. They could have maybe gone for the push there, but they decided not to. Radiant Sentry Ward, interesting position, would catch any invisible heroes or smoked up heroes coming for ganks if they have vision of that space. And A now doing a little bit of counter warding. It's a pretty full ward, so nice pickup. He's up to treads, 1,500 gold. And Shadow Shaman finally getting some much needed solo farm on the top. He does have his Arcane Boots, so we'll be able to cast more in the team fights. So far, great stuff happening. 4k gold on Lifestealer now. Is he going to get a BKB, perhaps? Radiance! It's going to be an AC. It's going to be an AC. He would be silly not to get an AC at this point. When you already have -6 armor coming out of a Desolator, you just want to make that more severe. And it'll help them take out towers. Look at this. He's like two-shotting melee creeps, for God's sakes. Two-shotting melee creeps. Once he picks up the AC, he's going to have a ton of armor. His HP is still going to be pretty low. It's either AC or Heart. I think either item would actually be pretty good. Heart would be very, very good. Give him a lot of survivability against not only physical damage, but also magic nukes. And AC would give him more attack speed, so he does more feasting, and would also give him more minus armor. So it's kind of a hard choice. I think AC, I would probably get Heart in this position, I guess. Heart doesn't give Lifestealer that bad of damage, gives him plus 40 damage, so it's really not bad. 40 strength, of course, is wonderful, but AC also very strong in terms of damage output. Probably more by far more damage output, but Heart would give him more survivability against things like magic nukes and things like that. So. Also, he has to be a little concerned about Wall of Replica. I believe if you make an illusion with Wall of Replica of a Lifestealer, then, or anybody that has an AC, it ends up stacking that aura for yourself. So it's like a counteractive aura in some senses. But I'm not completely sure on that one. Broodmother going to clean up the top lane and possibly going to go all in on this tower. He will try to. No deny. Pops the BKB. He uses the Orchid going after Mirana, but Mirana running away from this one. They might actually fight it out here. Gotta be so careful. He's very, very dangerous at this point. Looks like he wants to go do the TPs. There's the vacuum, and here comes. Oh, he's gonna get arrowed. Whoa, big misplay by Crush here, and he will get picked off. He should have just TP'd as soon as he BKB'd there. That was definitely a mistake. Great leap by Trixie, and they're able to pick that off. So Dement on the high ground may or may not know about the Roshan. He can probably hear it. Is most likely going to try to get the last hit. There's the ulti. Storm Spear coming in. Is he going to be able to steal it? Goes on the high ground. BKB is trying to get the last hit, but he's not going to be able to. Lifestealer gets it. Picks up the Aegis, and whoa, Lifestealer almost getting picked off. Dement's still invisible, but is now visible. There's the cold feet. Wards get dropped in kind of a weird spot. Dement does prevent any slows. Arrow. Nope, that Storm Spear on the high ground. Completely out of mana here, so he's not able to go in. Arrow's going to not land. And nobody died? Are you kidding? Wow. So Storm Spear falls in just a little bit too early, unfortunately. There's another Starfall. Trixie being a little aggressive. Ulti is going to miss. Power Shot as well, and Dement is going to make it out. What an epic escape. That was great. Wonderful. Mouz coming back. I mean, it's definitely not over by any means. There's 5,200 gold up on Lifestealer. Does he have a heart? How much is a heart? 55. How much is an AC? 53. So, could buy an AC right now. I really think a heart is the way to go. Would give him a lot of regen. His HP would always be full pretty much. There's a Blink Dagger up on Earthshaker at least. So there will be Blink ultis that way. And Broodmother on the bot lane, making that mistake top. That was pretty sloppy. Needed to BKB and TP. He was trying to get the kill. It was like, I'm going to get a kill on the Broodmother. And then he tried to juke and go for a TP. But great plays by Rexy here. Clearing the trees out. And then they got the air off. Once he tried to TP at that point, it was over. So that was a mistake. He was like, well, I'll just try to TP even though he has arrows and is easily going to be able to find me. But whatever. Sing Sing going to find a regen. Got to be happy about that one. 1,100 gold now. See what he grabs next. Probably, perhaps a sheep. Might get a sheep. Maybe an orchid. Might be a Lincoln Sphere. Might be a bloodstone. Could go a lot of those things. He's thinking about being aggressive, but Shadow Shaman will be on the high ground. He's going to spot out Sexy Bamboo. Earthshaker now level 11, so max Aftershock. His ultis are going to hurt really bad. He's literally going to focus almost all of his teamfight contribution on getting epic ultis off, and they're going to try to gank the Lifestealer, who did buy a heart. So cool. Goes for the heart. Tons of HP out of that one. There's the first vacuum. Still has not popped his rage yet. And yeah, Sing Sing backed up. He's being really careful here. Does still have his BKB up, but with that heart up, gets plus 40 damage because he gets 40 strength out of this. He's now up. He basically gets about 1,000 HP, which is gigantic. Once he turns on his armlet, he's going to be sitting around 3k. 3k HP against not really any hard carries is wonderful. There's no Manta style up on the Priest of the Moon. She needs to get damage items as well as a Manta. Okay, there's a Manta. That helps. 31-minute Manta. Not terrible on Mirana. Could be worse. Has been doing great farming so far, but needs a damage item on top of this. Once she gets something like a Manta Daedalus or a Manta MKB or a Manta Butterfly, then she's going to be doing a lot more damage, and that'll be much more useful for them defending against the Lifestealer. But the Radiant team probably going to do some pushing. Yeah, Lifestealer in the front with his heart up. Arrow's not going to hit anybody. He's going to continue two-shotting melee creeps. Kind of wish his armlet was on, actually, because the heart does regen it. And here goes. Onto the tower. Armlet is up. -6 armor from the Desolator. Rexy thinking about trying to do something, but he's so tanky right here. It doesn't even matter. Look at this. He's just hitting the tower, and there's not a whole lot the mouse can do about it. Lifestealer illusion is created. That's going to hold him back at least for a little bit of time. 15 seconds only. They do jump on the Shadow Shaman, though. He pops his BKB. Going in for this hit. Arrow lands on the Lifestealer, so he's stunned for 4 seconds. Rexy in some trouble. Does get silenced. And there's the blink forward. He's going to get stunned, though. Sing Sing trying to finish up on natural, and he will be able to get him. There's the Manta split, and a couple AoE damage. Going to try to pick off the Ancient Apparition, but he's now running away from Lifestealer, and they lose Earthshaker, who did not get his ulti off. Big mistake, as well as the Crystal Maiden. I didn't see the or what happened with the Earthshaker, but now Trixie in some trouble. Storm Spirit coming through. No regen. Hitting the tower, and tower is going to go down. Arrow on a creep. And EnRo still looking strong. They only lost the Shadow Shaman. Very, very likely to take the melee barracks. Just trying to do a little bit from range here, but the melee barracks does end up going down. Trixie has to be so careful. There's the silence once again. If he gets caught out of position, there will not be a leap. They're going in, though. Jumping on the Ancient Apparition's HP is too low. Oh, they accidentally Iron Shelled the wrong person, but that's okay. Sing Sing will jump away. No other deaths. So Sing Sing gets a kill off. Bambo going to be chasing this. Arrow not going to land. Vacuum in 8. Are we going to see anybody else get killed? There's not enough mana on Storm Spirit, unfortunately. They will not be able to snag any catch-up kills, but they did lose the melee barracks as well as the tower, so not looking good for mouz. And on the gold graph, 14k advantage for the Radiant team. That's a very high advantage, but it's not over. 55 to 41. They can still outcarry this. They just have to make sure they don't lose any more Raxes, and they continue to farm. So many. Look at all these Sentry Wards. Great Sentry Wards. They also need to make sure Earthshaker actually gets his ulti off. Preferably stuns a couple heroes. It's very important, but EnRo did a great job spreading out. They were very spread out during the initiation. There were guys like all over like this. Not any good places for Earthshaker to initiate. Might go for a gank on Broodmother. And 2,500 gold up on Lifestealer, so definitely got more gold out of that one despite just buying a heart. He still has Aegis up. See what he picks up next. Probably AC. Would probably be an AC. I think AC is by far the next one he should go for. It's going to be so hard to kill him. There's the Oblivion Staff. They're actually going to jump on the Broodmother, but Lifestealer's here. There's the Blink Forward by Bambo and the Chain Stun. So they do get the kill. He will back out immediately. That's the ball lining forward. He is going to TP out. Ars. Yeah, he's going to rage through. The arrows. The arrows. Those are like the slows. Oh, they actually spin in the air. That's cool. Beautiful. That was poetic. Alright, somebody TP's out. Not sure who that was. Rexy on the top lane. 2,200 HP. He will have a pipe. HP still pretty low though, so he's going to TP back. Once he does pick up that pipe, they'll have some more survivability against heroes like Lifestealer. Not Lifestealer, sorry. Shadow Shaman, AA, all that stuff. You can prevent the damage by the AA ulti just by popping that pipe. It's one of the few ways to actually stop the ulti after the fact. It's pretty much just pipe. And he only has an ultimate orb up, so kind of a weird choice. If you got that many kills early, why didn't he just get like a mechanism or something? They don't even... Oh, okay, they do have a mech, so... They have a mech hood, or a mech pipe up on Windrunner, so they're pretty survivable, but... Is it worth it spending 2,100 on just an ultimate orb? Why not get like an urn or something? You were so farmed. There's the Priest of the Moon ulti. They will be fighting this one. There's a Sentry Ward down. Whose Sentry is this? Dire Sentry Ward. They do have vision. They know who's here. It's gonna be a Shackle. There's the BKB jumping on the Windrunner. Arrow. No mech. No pipe if they can kill him. He does get the mech off. He does get the pipe off. He's still alive. Has not died yet. And will finally go down. Sing Sing jumping forward. Earthshaker blinks past. Trying to get away. Is going to Echo Slam right on the Shadow Shaman. Eats the A ulti though. And Spider is chasing Dement. Low HP. Lifestealer wants a kill. Is going to infest for a little bit more. Chasing after Dement as well as Rexy. Great Vacuum. That's going to keep everybody alive. Sing Sing balls again, and mouz is going to defend, not losing a single hero, picking up Windrunner as well as the Ancient Apparition. That was a very, very tight save. They might still get Mirana. She's a little out of position, but does have Leap, Demon Edge, TP Scroll, no TP Scroll. Actually, he's going to have to run all the way around here, saving his Leap for the right moment. And their mid-range barracks, they got to keep that alive if possible. Rexy will clean that one up, going for the Vacuum as well as the Ion Shell. Level 15 goes for the Blink Dagger, actually. Not going to be making the pipe for his team. This will allow him the possibility to do nice ultis, though. So with the Blink Dagger, I've seen other teams do this. It was, I believe, Synderen on MTW who went for a Blink Darkseer previously. That people used to always go Aghanims, but it did get nerfed so that it did not spawn illusions for your allies, which is fair. It was just too much. It was too much damage. Too much turtle capability, so... Game's still going on though. Slight decrease in the advantage. Dire team still, or the Radiant team still has 3 outer towers left, so there is still gold to be had. Lifestealer is still really farmed though. They might find Stormspirit. There's the silence. He's going to be going on this. Pops the BKB though, changing targets. He's going to be aggressive. Going to run right into that arrow. Great arrow there. Sentry dust, anything. There's the Vacuum. Are they going to be able to kill him? Fissure, and that could be it. Pops the BKB, but is it enough? Needs a couple more hits. He gets out. 60 HP, just barely. Lifestealer is frostbite and not moving. Rage as well. He could get picked off. Chain stuns. He does have a basher. A ulti on Bambo. Does eat the ulti, but that's the Aegis spawn. Who else is dead? Sing Sing is dead. They got Shadow Shaman. Windrunner in some trouble now. EnRo as well. Great arrow. But Trixie going to get shackled. This is not good for him. He's going to have to buy back from this one. Definitely does get picked off. And Windrunner able to survive. Dement, no, Sing Sing comes back through. Buys back. Dement goes down. And not the best trade that time. Losing Priest of the Moon as well as the Crystal Maiden. Priest of the Moon being a little too aggressive there. Was doing decent damage, but unfortunately completely surrounded by enemies. You have to be so careful as the Priest of the Moon. Shackle absolutely securing her death. Windrunner's going to go back to base, I believe. No, Windrunner did end up dying. Sorry, Sing Sing picked that one up. So it was a 2-for-2 trade. Windrunner Shadow Shaman for a Priest of the Moon as well as a Crystal Maiden. Not the best impact, but Iron Shell will slow this down. Bambo once again not able to use his ulti. No good opportunities apparently. I mean, Ancient Apparition could at least have like a 4-staff or something. You can get a 4-staff for the same price, just about. 2,200 compared to 2,100. 4-staff would be way better in my opinion, but that's okay. He's been playing so good that I shouldn't even talk any crap about him. He's had so many good ultis this game. Free Quelling Blade. Double Sentry Ward. It's always funny when people do that. Bambo waiting for... Oh, there's a Roshan spawn, so he's listening. Just listening, guys. Using them ears. A little bit of a vacuum. Trying to catch somebody up to the high ground. Not going to grab it. And Sing Sing on the high ground will pop down the vortex. They do now see. Nothing is happening. Mid-wave will be cleared. Looks like the range barracks did fall during the mess. It's going to make that lane push even faster now. Still only one Oblivion Staff up on Storm Spirit. Does not have his Orchid finished. And Darkseer with no hood. So Ice Vortex, both teams just playing it very, very safe. They know the next battle's on Roshan. Luckily for mouz, they do have an advantage being on the Dire side. Arrow's going to scout things out as well, looking for some vision. So Dire does have a slight advantage. Basically what can happen is they can TP to get much closer. So if somebody buys back, they can teleport to here and then only be a short distance away from Roshan, compared to the Radiant team who would have to TP here and then run a little bit farther. Not to mention they have the high ground advantage from here. They can come from this way. It's all around just a very dangerous thing for the Radiant team to do. They do have a gold advantage, so if they get a clean team fight, the Radiant team should win it. But they're going to be very, very careful. Next couple team fights are so important. Lifestealer does not have his Aegis anymore. I don't think they have vision of this. There is a Dire ward, so they see the enemy team. Earthshaker might get caught. They did just ping on him. And there he is. He's going to blink forward. He might get caught. Going to be running south, looking for a TP scroll. Broodmother chasing. This might be a kill. We'll see. He needs the TP out immediately. He does do the TP. Is it going to be enough? He does get killed. Pretty big mistake there by Bambo. Not good positioning. They traded the Shadow Shaman, though. That's a good pickup. Pick up the Shadow Shaman. No wards there. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. Could have been 1 for nothing if Earthshaker went down there and they didn't kill anybody off in return. That would have been a push. Oh, Shadow Shaman does buy back, though. Using the smoke as well. So he will be coming for the push. In the meantime, though, Earthshaker likely to be alive. And they're going to go straight in. They might just start things off. It's going to be a little bit of wall replica. There's the vacuum. Great vacuum as well. Good damage being done. They're going on the Ancient Apparition. He's going to BKB this one up. He's taking good basher damage, so almost gets picked off. Lifestealer's damage is too high. Crystal Maiden will drop. And now there's the Manta split to disable the silence. Great play. Physical damage being done. Try to pick off the Windrunner. Almost able to get him. Very, very close. Sing Sing has to be so careful against that Lifestealer, man. Lifestealer damage so high. Goes right through the BKB. Just eats him up. And Storm Spirit coming in. Looking for the ball. He's going to find Shadow Shaman again. No Blink Dagger. Easy, easy kill. And they might be able to take Roshan. As a result, 2 heroes are dead. Crystal Maiden is dead. Earthshaker is alive. Mid-Rax is gone, of course, but it might push out a little bit. mouz might be able to take this. There is even going to be a dust by Earthshaker. I think I saw that. They are looking for stuff to do. I think they're a little scared to go for the Roshan attempt because Broodmother and Lifestealer are still alive. But Brood up to 5k gold. Could use a Butterfly or something that would keep him very, very survivable against Priest of the Moon unless she gets a MKB, which she just about is able to. 2600. Probably will be an MKB, I think, considering there is a Broodmother and a Windrunner on the enemy team. Mostly guaranteed. But Sing Sing on the mid lane pushing things out just a little bit. It's getting so close to his Orchid. So that's 1675 plus I think about 800, 875 for the recipe, but it's going to be farming as fast as possible. Farm is so important right now. 15k, but it's not moving. So this may look like the game is completely even, but the thing you have to remember is both teams are farming at all times here. So if the gold advantage stays the same, that means the percentage difference between the Radiant and the Dire is decreasing with time because their numbers are getting higher. So as the numbers go up, the percentage difference is lesser. So it may look like the game is even, but it's not. mouz is slowly coming back from this. If we check the EXP graph as well, it's still in a Radiant advantage, but only at 6k, and same thing applies. Even if it's flat, it means mouz is getting closer and closer. So they need to win 1 or 2 more team fights, possibly take a Rex, and then they will be able to come back from this game. But that's what they need to do to win this game. It's going to be very, very close. If Miranda gets picked off at the start of the team fight, game is over. If Sing Sing gets picked off without buyback, game is over. And he's just about to get his Orchid, so he will be able to use that against important heroes like Windrunner or even Shadow Shaman. If they can pick up Shadow Shaman at the start of every fight, their fight is going to go great. They can stop those disables from happening. And we still haven't seen an epic epicenter come out of Earthshaker yet, but he just hasn't apparently found the positioning. So, see what happens. Ooh, it's going to be Sheepstick up on Broodmother. Very smart item choice. Doesn't give him a lot of damage, but it does give him, of course, unlimited mana regen. Sold the Soul Ring for that one. And, of course, the Hex is so good against picking off extra heroes. Nobody's going to TP away from him ever again. He can use that on Storm Spirit. He can use that on Mirana. Probably going to be used towards Mirana. The most valuable hero on the Dire team right now is her. She does literally all of their damage. Couple more static remnants. This does give vision and a little bit of AoE, so he can see this. Just wants to make sure the Radiant team does not get the Aegis. I don't know if this is a cheese or not. There's going to be a Gem of True Sight up on the Windrunner, at least the most survivable hero within reason. And picks up an Observer, so great plays there. Scouting those out. Sing Sing still in the high ground. They do have a ward up over here, giving some vision. Sentry, that one just ran out. Radiant team still waiting. Lifesteal, is he got an Abyssal Blade? He does have an Abyssal Blade. Here comes the Abyssal. Arrow's going to land. Oop. Does get sheeped. Not good. Slow as well. He does Mantis Split and gets the leap off. That was really close. And there it is. Abyssal Blade up on the Lifestealer. Going to have a 2-second disable on anybody, even with a BKB. This is exactly what they needed to shut down the Storm Spray. Now they are going in. So this is going to be the team fight coming. Priest Moon getting ready. Are we going to see Earthshaker go? And he's thinking about it. That would have been a perfect time to jump in. It's going to be such a freaking tense moment, man. Arrow looking for a kill, not going to get it. And Broodmother thinking about doing some hits. 2 seconds left, Side of the Visor is ready to go. So Abyssal Blade is going to be so dangerous. Radiant team might go on the high ground now. They do spot out the ward, so Dire team is aware of this fact. Sing Sing still getting a little bit of vision. And with the net on the high ground, that's actually in some ways not an advantage for the Radiant team. That's going to, those trees will respawn in about 4 minutes. But this allows the Dire team to actually have better positioning above the Roshan pit. I think this is a big mistake. It will give a little bit of vision, but still. And Lifesteal's going to go in. Does take some decent Roshan bashing. Doing some bashing of his own. He is the most far extended. All of the weak guys are in the back, grouped up. There's a smoke as well. Smart smoke. And the Dire team has to get here. They're a little too spread out, though. They are on the way. Lincoln's is removed. There's the open wounds. They're going to go in for it. Is Sing Sing going to be able to see that? Here's, I see the blink. Where's Earthshaker? Blinks and Echo Slam only on one person. Only stuns one after that fact, and he will die immediately afterwards. But the A ulti doing some damage. There's the open stun on Storm, and he goes down. No buyback. That was his Orchid. Dement going through. This Wall of Replica is still up, but Roshan likely to get picked off just by the Lifesteal in the meantime. There's a Surge now on the Crystal Maiden, and chain bashing by Roshan, and there it goes down. Aegis is going to sell his TP. Scroll probably drops the TP, picks up that Aegis. Wall of Replica doing a little bit, but the Abyssal Blade, man, just too strong against Storm. If they can stun him through the BKB, he just can't make stuff happen, can't get out when he needs to. And I think this is going to be it for mouz. Shadow Shaman does get picked off by Mirana. Where's Mirana? What has she been doing? Whoa, she's in the bot lane? Gonna have to go sell his wand, pick up a TP scroll probably. And one. No, it's actually a Ring of Aquila. So sells the Ring of Aquila. Interesting choice. Probably the better decision, though. You can get a lot more survivability out of a wand. But bot tower taking a bunch of damage now to EnRo. EDE will take some tower hits. There's the vacuum. Arrow's going to miss. Fissure does a little bit of damage. And Priest Moon doing some nice range damage at this point. Got to be a little careful. Tower does go down. Brood might be going straight all in with this one. Does get the lead back. Cold Feet not going to proc. And there's the Rage Sheep as well. A ulti. Dement looking for an ulti. He is going to use it, but dies so quickly to that Lifestealer. And there's the freeze. Ulti as well going down. Stun on the Lifestealer. Range damage. They might be able to defend this. Arrow lands, and that's going to be the Aegis. If they can get the follow-up, that could be it. Priest Moon unfortunately has to go heal. She will not have the range damage. There's the Rage immediately. Bambo going to get 3-shot now. Changing targets, going for Rexy, getting the bash off, and the Shackle stopping things off. 2 kills now. Going after Sing Sing. His damage is so high here. As well as the lifesteal. Another bash. Sing Sing drops. And this is going to be an open wounds on Trixie. He's going to be chasing. Not even going to chase. Takes the range barracks. And Lifestealer, man, fed too much gold. Is able to pick off the entire enemy team with a little bit of support from Windrunner. Allowing some chaotic bash action. And Bash wins the game. Abyssal Blade wins the game, guys. Getting a lot of kills. That's the Rax. They're not going to call a good game yet. I guess it's not over, but... wow, what a great game so far. Mirana wants this kill. Probably will be able to chase this down. There's the open wounds. Ooh, this is real dangerous for Mirana. She does split off, though, and able to get that kill. Gem of True Sight on the ground, but there's the first Bash. Abyssal Blade used 2 seconds stun, and he gets picked off. Not worth it. That was simply not worth it. Does he have the buyback? Calls a good game. mouz knows it's over. Gem is picked up. And mouz is out. Round 2. Did anyone see that coming? People expecting mouz to be in the finals there. But EnRo playing an excellent game. Really, really good laning. And able to just shut down mouz. Early ganks. Too many deaths for Storm Spirit. And he still did great in the mid game, but it was just too much. So, dang, dude. Great plays. Going for the tier 3 tower here. And EnRo playing too good. Darkseer getting a little shut down early. He's going to jump in. God. Lifestealer hitting so hard, man. And there's the chain stun. Bash plus Abyssal Blade. EnRo takes the win. mouz is out. They're going to have to reapply in the next preliminaries. It's going to be on Wednesday, I think, but they are out of this tournament. So, best of 1, guys. Best of 1 all the way through. So, there's the first upset. Was that a good enough game for second round, guys? And EnRo? Would you guys have even been able to tell that this was an open qualifier game with the team that you never heard about before? No. Those guys played excellent. They've outplayed mouz, beat them. Slightly better drafting, I would argue. Their lanes were better at least, and that's why they won. So this is why you have open qualifiers, guys. Happy to see EnRo do so strong there, shutting down mouz, and we'll be back in just a second with some more games from the GosuLeague. Go to play.gosugamers.net to see brackets as well as teams and tournament information as well as rule sets. And I'll be back in a sec. Don't go anywhere.